If you're probably seeing this video, I'll assume that you already saw like Whiplash as a movie, and you saw like a 50 billion videos on like reviewing it and talking about the ending and talking about how well the movie was produced, the composure, everything is a masterpiece. The movie, the scripting, everything is so good in that movie. You should watch Whiplash. It's such a good movie. But I want to talk about something that most other videos I haven't seen talk about, and it's something that I've been thinking about this movie, and I just want your thoughts on it. The ending of the movie. I'm going to assume you already watched the movie, and I don't want to talk about the movie. I don't want to explain the movie, but in the ending, Neiman, our main protagonist, he gets what he wants. He had this single-minded obsession on being the best drummer there is, which morphs into impressing his jazz teacher, which is Fletcher. And he was like his single-minded obsession was, I want to impress this guy. I want to, like, his underlying desire is, I want to be the greatest drummer that ever exists. I want to be one of the greats. That is his underlying desire. On top of that, he got this new desire, and in his head he's like, he'll only be one of the greats if he impresses his jazz teacher, which is Fletcher, and if he impresses that guy, in his head he'll be one of the greats. So then we just follow him throughout the movie, trying to impress Fletcher, like doing everything but struggling, failing, trying to land his spot on his like gigs and like on shows, but he's failing, and you just see the struggle. You just follow him struggling. Because of this, everything else in his life starts going downhill. Like he had a loving relationship with a girl. He had to call it off because he had this one goal, one obsession, one mission. His relationship with his dad started straining. His relationship with his relatives, everything was going downhill. And you just see him, like, you see the main protagonist become more isolated, more lonely, because he's just obsessed with this one thing, and he gets it at the end. So I want to ask you, was it really worth it? Was the struggle really worth it? Because in my head, I saw the movie, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, like it is worth it. Like that movie, he had this one mission, this outer mission, and he sacrificed so much, but he achieved that goal, and that purpose was done. Like he achieved it. So isn't that like something to celebrate? And it is something to celebrate. But then my friend, another guy I watched the movie with, he was like, nah bro, it's not worth it. Like in his head he's like, you see Neiman just obsessing over this one mission. His vision like just narrows down to this one thing he wants, but he doesn't see everything else in his life falling apart. So my friend asked, like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth sacrificing everything else over this obsession, over this one desire you have? And that's why I want to make this video. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, to a certain, like 100% it is worth it. But like so many people disagree with me. They're like, nah bro. They see the movie and they feel sad for Neiman. They feel like he lost everything, he sacrificed everything, and they just see the losses. Like they see him lose his girl. I told you, right? And for me, I just see the movie, I'm like, my guy, yes, he sacrifices so much, but he gets that one goal he was working over, right? So it applies to our lives also. It's like, how much are we willing to sacrifice for that one pursuit that might take over our whole lives? Because if we want to be like outstanding, if we want to be like one of the greats, how much are we willing to sacrifice? And maybe it will take everything we got, and only then will we be able to achieve it and make that masterpiece, that one work of art, one work of music, one work of string of notes. Only if we sacrifice everything we have, like we see in Whiplash. It's not like, of course it's not that black and white, he doesn't lose everything, but you get the point, right? Only if we sacrifice everything we have will we get a one desire. And is it like really worth it, is the real question. And in my head, my opinion is it is worth it, but the decision is for you to make. You should watch the movie, and I fucking love Whiplash.